Hey, my name is Limbo. Welcome to my review. This is why I like Hades 2. This isn't going to be a crazy long video, mostly because I haven't done all the content yet and I haven't made it to the final boss of Hades 2, but this is my perspective and review on the game with 11 hours into it so far. There also won't be any spoilers. A lot of the gameplay that is going to be on the screen are just going to be at the first level and maybe a little bit of the second level. Anyways, let's begin. So what exactly is Hades 2? It's an early access roguelike dungeon crawler with emphasis on fast combat and critical decision making. You play as the absolute goated underworld princess herself, Melinoy, where you attempt to overthrow the Titan of Time, Kronos. In your journey, you'll experience other gods from Olympus who want to help you on your travels. They'll give you boons which will make you strong, and sometimes they will not make you strong at all. It's very RNG based. Every time you get unalived in Hades, you're sent back to the hub area where you can talk and discover new characters. It also has a wide variety of things that you can purchase with your resources you've collected from the previous runs. It's honestly pretty interesting what you can do here. Every time you talk to NPCs, they've always got something new to say, and you can feel yourself progressing through the game, even though you didn't make it further than you did last time. There are a lot of different mechanics to go over, and if I sat down and went through every single one of them, it'd be a very, very long video. So I'll cut it short and say that if you played Hades 1, you're going to have absolutely no problem at all grasping what Hades 2 has to offer. Also, while we're on the subject and talking about this, if you're here for just a short review and you want a simple good or bad answer, the answer is good. Overwhelmingly good. You should buy this game. If not just for the characters or the dialogue, but for the heart-pounding gameplay loop that they put you through every single run that you play in this game. I can't even exaggerate the amount of times where I've clenched my butthole, holding it tight while I weave through enemies gracefully, hoping to not get hit just so I can have that tiny little bit of health to fight the next boss with. Some of the monsters can be pretty annoying too. The amount of times that I've pounded my desk every time that I have to deal with this thing. Seriously, you can't do anything against these monsters, and you literally can't do anything if there's multiple of them. If they're armored, it's like you're basically like, there goes your health. You're done. But with that being said, it's not really a mechanical problem. Most monsters and enemies feel completely balanced in this game. Hades holds you accountable for your actions, and it's very refreshing. It's kind of a weird thing to say, that I appreciate that a game punishes you when you f up, but it mostly feels like Dark Souls in a way. You need to learn the patterns of the bosses and enemies, and once you do that, it's incredibly satisfying to progress. And personally, that's what kind of keeps me coming back, that compelling gameplay loop, knowing that I can clear this room without being hit once. But anyways, that's enough glazing of Supergiant games. They put out a banger every time they release a game. Also, please subscribe. So the boon system is pretty much the same in Hades 1. There are a couple new Olympus gods and returning ones, but for the most part, nothing has really changed. You still choose one option out of 3 that you're getting offered, and they can still be upgraded. Personally, I love the Fire God. Something about burning your enemies alive and stacking the fire damage is so fun in this game. There are definitely a couple new things that you'll discover, but the biggest thing you should be aware of is how they work and the hexes and spells. If you're a returning player, they're just new fighting mechanics. Hexes are kind of akin to the Wrath mechanic in the first game, just little things like that. You can also gain trinkets from these gods and characters in the game by giving them an item called Nectar. The first time you give Nectar to a character, they'll give you a trinket that you can use in your next run. And most of these trinkets are pretty straightforward and they buff the gods that you got them from, basically locking you into a playstyle or a type for a run. They can also be upgraded based off the amount of encounters you need to reach the next level. Personally, I switch between 2 trinkets in my runs. I use the one that you get from Skelly, which is pretty much an extra life called Death Defiance, and the other one from the God of Forge. It gives you a certain amount of health that is armored, and the chance to gain more every room as long as you have a piece of armor. There are currently 5 different weapons in this game, and they all play completely differently. They all have their own separate playstyle, which is pretty cool. And it's pretty awesome that there isn't any returning weapons that I know of. They've all got something unique and they flow together incredibly well. The axe is without a doubt my go-to weapon in this game. It's so hard hitting and it just feels so good to use. Something about slamming your axe down a monster in that 3rd hit of the combo and watching as they absolutely get busted. There is nothing like it. The last thing that I want to talk about in this section is the grasp system. Grasps are the Arcana cards from the first game, just with a different name. These are passive buffs that you can apply to yourself before you enter into run. These buffs can range from things like plus 20 health to get an extra death defiance in your run. It's pretty cool and it helps you when you're stuck on a boss that you can't progress through. There isn't really much to say about it other than that they're all different and everyone will have a unique path that they want to take. It's pretty cool. I don't really want to talk about the weapon aspects or the infernal runs. I haven't made it there quite yet in my playthrough, but if they work anything like the previous game, there isn't much to say about them other than they are endgame content. Ugh, please don't hate me. So those are my final thoughts on Hades 2. It's a game worth picking up if you're into fast-paced roguelikes with deep character development and well-written dialogue. And the greatest part about it is that it's done by an indie company that deserves all your love. They put out banger after banger, and it's always for a fair price. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If this video helped you at all with your decision to buy this game, or not, I hope that you'll hit me with a like, comment, or even just subscribe. It's free and it really helps out the channel a lot. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
My name is Limbo City TV, and y'all thanks for tuning in.